If you have been researching solar in Nigeria lately, you probably notice something strange. You hear two completely different stories. You talk to one installer and they tell you your solar is the ultimate freedom. They say it's the end of NEPA bills and the end of I pass my neighbor generator noise. Then you talk to your neighbor downtown in the street. They tell you their horror story about solar. They spent 3 million naira and just after 14 months, their system is dead. The battery don't hold charge for more than 3 hours and the installer has stopped picking up their calls. And now you are stuck in the middle. You are confused. And honestly, that confusion is most reasonable reaction you could have. Now this is the truth. Most solar systems that fail in Nigeria don't fail because of solar technology is bad. We aren't using expired panels or fake sunlight. These solar systems fail because of one common fundamental mistake that almost nobody explains clearly during the sales process. During the sales process, the installer is only interested in collecting the quotations and installing your solar for you, and the client is only interested in just give me power. But in this video, I'm not here to sell you a specific brand of inverter or a special type of solar panel. Even though Lysol Solar, we also sell inverters and solar panels. I'm going to explain clearly what that mistake is, the hidden math behind everything, why it keeps happening, and how you can protect your hard-earned money from it. Now, to understand solar, you have to stop thinking about electricity as this magical thing that just appears when you flip on a switch. Instead, you want to manage and imagine something every Nigerian understand perfectly. Let's talk about a water head tank. I've used this analogy and time again, and it sits well. In other videos, I'll be employing other analogies, but hear me out. Think of your house. You have a tank on your roof. Water flows into that tank from your borehole or your pump during the day. You use that water for your shower, your kitchen, and your laundry throughout the morning, afternoon, and night. If that tank is big enough for your family, everything works smoothly. You don't even have to think about it. But if that tank is too small, you run out of water right in the middle of your shower. Now, here's the vital part. If you don't understand exactly how fast your water is moving in and exactly how fast it's pouring into where you are going to pour it, you will eventually run dry. It doesn't matter if the tank is made of plastic or gold. It doesn't matter if the pump is German or from China. If the math of in versus out is wrong, then your water system fails. And think about what happens when guests come over for the weekend. More people, more shower, more flushing, and the tank empties after 3 times of use. If you don't plan for those guests, you are going to be left stranded with a dry tap. This is exactly where many Nigerians run into trouble with solar. Not because the tank is bad, but because nobody calculated the real usage properly. The water tank you just imagine as a perfect mirror for your solar power system. Let's break down the components using the same logic. The solar panels are your pump. They are the way energy gets into your system. Your tank, your battery is your tank. It is the way and it is the place that energy is saved for later use. Your appliances are the taps. This is how energy leaves the system. In simplest terms, a solar system is just a way to collect power while the sun is shining, store it in a container, and use it when the sun has gone down. It's meant to give you a life without the smell of petrol, the heat of a dead fan around 2 a.m., or the stress of waiting for the grid to bring light, so that all of you will shout up NEPA. But for this to work, you have to obey the 2 golden rules of light surge logic. Now, the 2 golden rules are: But if you ignore these rules, your own system is on the countdown to failure. Like you're counting 3, 2, 1, bam, your system has shut down. Now, the number one rule, you cannot use more than you store. Number one rule. If your battery holds 5 units of energy and your AC and your fridge pull 6 units of energy, the system will crash. It's not faulty. It's not the battery. It's a math problem. Rule number 2. You cannot store what you never collect. I hope I'm making sense. You can have the biggest battery bank in Lagos, but if you only have 2 solar panels, it will never generate enough energy to fill up those battery banks. It's like having a 5,000 liter water tank but only putting a trickling pipe and thinking that it will fill it. It will never full. Everything else people talk about, the brand of the inverter, the tier 1 rating of the panel, the thickness of the cables, all of those things are secondary. If you break these 2 rules, the brand will not save you. Now let's look at the typical day in Nigeria with a home solar setup. Now during the day, sunshine hits your panel. This is the golden hour. Energy is flowing in. Some of that energy goes down straight to your fridge and your TVs. Whatever is left over, the surplus is then pushed into your battery to save at night. At 7 p.m, the sun is already down. Your panel stops working. Now your home is running entirely on what is left, the tank, your batteries. No new energy is coming in until tomorrow morning. Now here is the mistake. Many Nigerian solar systems are sized using the hope instead of using data. They are using hope instead of data. Most installers ask you, how many panels do you want? What is your budget? They should be asking you, how do you live in this house? What appliances do you use? What appliances are the most used at night? Which one do you use from time to time? Because these installers are asking these questions because the installer wants to make sales. They might give you a budget-friendly system. It looks great on paper. For the first month, it looks like a miracle, but slowly, the battery debt begins to pile up. Imagine you use 80% of your battery every night because you don't have enough panels. The sun only manages to charge it up to 70% the next day. The next night, you drain it. Now it only charges up to 60. This is called walking down your battery. You are starving the battery of energy. In Nigeria, we often buy batteries that are too small for our real consumption. This is a regular problem across many clients that we have worked with. Or worse, we buy a system and then start adding just one more fan, just add one more freezer. I like a client that is transparent at best. Like one client I met recently, he just told me, I want to power ACs, I want to power my fan, but I plan to add blenders, I plan to add other appliances. You see, he's telling you not just the one he's powering, but the one that he will add, so that if you are designing a system, you design a system that did not just accommodate what is present, but you design a system that will accommodate what is coming. Now if you empty that tank completely every single day until it's dry, sediment build up and the tank cracks. If you drain your solar battery to zero every night, you are physically damaging the internal chemistry of the battery. You are killing the cells. This is why people say that solar batteries don't last. They last actually. They just don't survive being overworked. Now what is the solution? What is the design around the reality? Now solar is not magic. It's an appliance, and like any appliance, it has limits. A bigger inverter won't fix a small battery. More panels won't fix the habit of leaving the security light on all night. And buying the most expensive brand in the world won't fix a system that was designed for a 2-bedroom lifestyle when you are living in a 5-bedroom reality. So when a system is designed correctly, it is predictable. You know exactly which appliances can stay on, You know that even if the grid stays up for 3 days, your food will not spoil because you now know how to manage the system. That is why light surge exists, to teach homeowners how to manage their millions of naira. If you are receiving value here, please like the video. Let it get to more homeowners so that their food will not be spoiling at night because the grid is down and their solar is also beeping like a time bomb. The one mistake is ignoring the math of your own life. When solar is designed around how you actually live, not just actually what you can afford today, it becomes the bad or becomes the best investment you ever make for your home. If you are planning to go solar, stop looking at the price tag first. Start by looking at your taps, your appliances. How much energy are you putting out every night? Once you know that, you can now build a tank, and it's the battery that can hold that type of energy, and a pump, that is inverter, that is strong enough to fill it. So if this explanation is clear and it clears every confusion, please hit that subscribe button. We are going to be doing more deep dives into solar logic that will help you make the right decisions for your home.